Happy 4th of July, everyone! Obviously, this video is going up a little bit before then, but I did want to show you guys how to make these super easy no-sew Mickey ears, and they are inspired or for the 4th of July, I guess. But honestly, when I was making these, I was thinking of how many characters these could apply to if you just changed the bow color. Because literally, like, blue is so common. It's like Cinderella, Alice, Belle, Jeannie, and like the list goes on and on and on. So if you wanted to take these and kind of make them more toward a character, you could, or change the color of the rose, you could, because they do have these roses online in like every color you could want, pretty much. So below I will have linked where I got the flowers and everything else, if I can find like an online link for you guys, as well as just the materials list of everything that you will need to make these. These are really, really simple to make, really, really easy. I really can't stress that enough because you guys, like, if you have a hot glue gun, you can make these. If you are interested in seeing how I made these, then just keep watching. So to start off, get your foam and batting template, which I have linked for you in the description box below, and you're going to trace this on your piece of cardboard 2 times and then go ahead and cut them out. You're only going to need one of these per ear, and the reason we're using the foam and batting is because the roses that we're going to use are so large that if you use a larger template, they'll be a little bit too big. So I got these roses off of Amazon, and they were under $10. I think that they were $8 or $9, and basically I just pulled off all of the wire stems from them and began to hot glue them onto my cardboard ear. So when you start out, begin along the rim of the ear first, and you're going to want the rose to actually stick out a little bit from the ear, and then go to the other side and glue this next rose to your first one. I hope I'm making sense. But basically you want to create a rim of roses first because you're trying to hide this cardboard the best you can. Now I do think that you could do this easier if you squish down the cardboard just along the edge of it, and then continue along the rim as you're going, and just try to hide the cardboard the best you can. Now you're going to start working on the center. This part's really easy and goes by really fast. Just add a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of your rose and then squish it down onto the cardboard. These roses are actually made of foam, and so you can kind of apply some pressure to them and they will still retain their shape, but obviously you don't want to be too aggressive with them. And then just continue filling in any gaps that you have until the ear is completely covered on both sides. And then you will continue this step for your second ear. So now I'm taking my 1-inch headband, which I will also have linked in the description box below, along with the roses and my spacing template that I've created for you guys. Again, this is also linked in the description box below. So I place my headband along my template and then take each ear and line it up the best I can using this spacing guide. This really speeds things up, guys. Like, I use this even when I'm not filming. And then I'm going to mark where my first ear goes, apply a generous amount of hot glue to the bottom of the ear, and then I'm going to firmly press it down onto my headband. And now I will be doing the same thing with the second ear. So marking kind of where it's going to go, which, by the way, you can totally use a pen or a marker for this. I just tend to use my thumb because I've done this so many times that I can kind of trust my instinct with it, I guess. And then same thing, a generous amount of hot glue and firmly press down your ear onto the headband. I did move my hand around while I was holding it because I didn't want to squish too many of the roses down. And then I noticed that I had a couple roses that I didn't do a very good job gluing, so I just kind of went back and applied a little bit more hot glue to make sure that they were attached really well. So now I'm taking this 2-inch red ribbon, and this is what I'm going to make my bow out of, and I simply cut I believe it was a 12-inch piece, and I hot glued it into like a loop, and now I'm just pinching it into a bow shape. And I am going to apply a little bit of hot glue into the center of the bow on the front and the back. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on bows, I will link a few of my videos down below where I've made different types of bows for you, because this is just kind of my speedy bow. And then I went ahead and took this white ribbon
4th of July, red, white, and blue, and just wrapped it around my bow a few times and applied a little bit of hot glue to secure it. And after you've got it wrapped around, I just snipped off the excess, applied a little bit of hot glue, and pressed down the bottom of the ribbon. Make sure wherever you're applying the hot glue on your bow that is going to be the bottom of your bow, because you're going to glue that part down to the headband so you won't actually see the hot glue. I hope I'm making sense. I'm saying glue like 14 times. So now you're going to apply a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the bow and press it down firmly into the center of the headband. And now that you have your bow attached, just kind of fluff it into place. And then I did have to snip off a little string from my bow, but no big deal. After that, this is what they kind of look like close up on one ear. And I did decide to add some rhinestones just to give it a little sparkle, being that they are supposed to be 4th of July inspired ears. I kind of just randomly placed mine. You can do this however you want. If you want to do them in a pattern or place all of them like in the center of the roses, that actually looks really cute. I decided just to keep mine pretty simple and kind of randomly place them, but I did decide to do a hidden Mickey on one ear over here. And this is what the ears looked like when they were all done, nice and sparkly. These roses in particular I really liked because they have a little bit of tulle coming off of them with little polka dots, so they just are very detailed. The great thing about this too is you can change the colors to look however you want. The colors of the roses, the colors of the rhinestones, the color of the bow. They're very customizable, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
God, I can't. I haven't filmed an intro in so long, it's so awkward.